In this episode, we're going to be talking about the third eye chakra, Ajna, which is the sixth and highest corporeal center. For that reason, it's also going to be the final episode of this series, since when it comes to Sahasrara, the crown chakra, there's no real psychology to be spoken of. The Ajna chakra is located between the eyebrows, and it is here that the snake Kundalini completes her journey, and that Shiva and Shakti, the yoni and lingam, are once again united. This is the place the Kundalini was striving for when she awoke in the root chakra and kick-started this process of transformation. What this means and what it looks like psychologically is what we're going to be exploring in this episode of The Living Philosophy. There is no animal in the symbolism of the Ajna chakra. This absence is extremely significant. You remember that as we've climbed through the chakras, we've been rising from the coarser elements into subtler elements, from earth, water, fire, air, into the ether in Visuddha. So what we've been seeing is the rising of more and more rarefied aspects of being. Psychology has also been becoming more rarefied. With Svadhisthana, there was the waves of depression. With Manipura, the fires of passion. With Anahata, we had the emergence of thinking and values. And with Visuddha, this took on a life of its own, and we entered the realm where psyche was above and primary to the world of matter. In Ajna, psyche is all that there is. Everything is psyche. The fact that there is no animal points to the dissolution of tension between the material and psychical world. There is no struggle between the ego and the self. The white elephant of Visuddha, as we saw, gave power to the world of psyche, but that is not necessary at Ajna. Now, all is psyche. This is the state of the unio mystica. That's what it means for the linga, the phallus, and the yoni to be united. This is the goddess Shakti and the god Shiva being united. Shakti is the snake Kundalini rising through the chakras to join with her lover Shiva in the third eye chakra, Ajna. That is the process we are seeing unfold here. And what it means psychologically is that the ego has now dissolved into the self. All is one. Everything is psyche. The god that was sleeping in Muladhara is fully awake in Ajna. You are in a state of union with God. There's no sense of separation, of distance. As Jung puts it, this is a state of exceedingly extended consciousness, which includes everything, energy itself, a consciousness which knows not only that is thou, but more than that, every tree, every stone, every breath of air, every rat's tail, all that is yourself. There is nothing that is not yourself. And so there's no animal to speak of in the symbolism because there is no tension. There's no external energy anymore, just union. What we do have is the original symbol of Muladhara, the linga, phallus, repeated in a new form. Instead of the dark germinating condition that it was in down below in the root chakra, it's now full blazing white light, fully conscious. We have a lotus portrayed with two white leaves that are like wings. The light in this chakra is overwhelmingly bright, and it's a sense of the fruits of the process. The winged seed of the tree is taking off. Our entire existence is like a soil within which this process can grow. That is what we are down in Muladhara, and as we've seen, the growth of this tree out of the soil through the elements is the whole process of Kundalini. And now at Ajna we see the winged seed taking off. This is the mystical union, the ultimate return. I'll leave you with a story that Joseph Campbell tells about Paravati seeking Shiva, which shows the way and the meaning of realizing Ajna. Hindu mythology tells of the maiden Paravati, daughter of the mountain king Himalaya, who retreated into the high hills to practice very severe austerities. A tyrant titan named Taraka had usurped the mastery of the world, and according to the prophecy, only a son of the high god Shiva could overthrow him. Shiva, however, was the pattern god of yoga, aloof, alone, indrawn in meditation. It was impossible that Shiva should ever be moved to beget a son. Parvati determined to change the world situation by matching Shiva in meditation. Aloof, alone, indrawn into her soul, she too fasted naked beneath the blazing sun, even adding to the heat by building 4 additional great fires to each of the 4 quarters. The handsome body shriveled to a brittle construction of bones. The skin became leathery and hard. Her hair stood matted and wild. The soft, liquid eyes burned. One day a Brahmin youth arrived and asked why anyone so beautiful should be destroying herself with such torture. "My desire," she replied, "is Shiva, the highest object. Shiva is a god of solitude and unshakable concentration. I, therefore, am practicing these austerities to move him from his state of balance and bring him to me in love." Shiva, the youth said, is a god of destruction. Shiva is the world annihilator. Shiva's delight is to meditate in burial grounds amid the reek of corpses. There he beholds the rot of death and that is congenial to his devastating heart. Shiva's garlands are of living serpents. Shiva is a pauper, furthermore, and no one knows anything of his birth. The Virgin said, "He is beyond the mind of such as you, a pauper, but the fountainhead of wealth, terrifying, but the source of grace. Snake garlands or jewel garlands he can assume or put off at will. How should he have been born when he is the creator of the uncreated? Shiva is my love." The youth thereupon put away his disguise, and was Shiva. And we see the creation of the winged seed, the child of the transformative process in this story. We also see the path, the meditative crucible of destruction that must be passed through to attract Shiva, to reach Shiva. That's everything that I wanted to cover in this episode. If you've enjoyed it, please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'd love to hear from you down in the comments if you have any thoughts, insights, or feedback. And otherwise I shall see you next time. Thank you for watching.